teacher would ring a little handbell and the school would take off for the day.
Well, it was just a small little school, and they had all 8 grades there.
Every child was from right around that area, so you knew them very well.
I knew all the kids. Most of them were related.
One year, my younger brother and I was the only 2 kids in school.
And we just had one teacher, and she taught all of the grades.
I think about 7 or 8 kids is the most I went to school with over there. We never did have enough for a ball team or anything like that, you know.
The district was originated in 1880, and then they've built a school in 1910. The school was hauled from one area to another. Part of the time it was at the Earl Tucker Ranch, which was on the corner of the Perry Park entrance. It was also up in the Spring Canyon, which is up towards Haystack Ranch. It was about a 12 by 15 foot building. It had the door on the south side, which I think most of the buildings were at that time because of the snows. We had lots of snow years ago. And it was cold when the wind would blow.
You go in that front door, you'd have kind of a little hallway in there, you know, for our coats and lunches and one thing and another, and then on into the schoolroom.
Big stove in the center of it.
The teacher'd come in a little early and get the stove going, and it was always warm in there.
Piano was about the only thing that was in there, a few desks, an old bookcase. A few books in there, and we had to kind of share them a little bit.
And there was a small platform up front where we put on our plays, and the teacher usually sat up there, a blackboard up in front, where when we got into trouble, the teacher would make a circle on the blackboard, and we had to stand with our face in that circle and our nose against the blackboard. And I think I was in trouble quite a bit of the time.
The first Monday after Labor Day, always started school.
And we got out in May, early part of May.
Well, I remember pretty near all my teachers.
Miss Stevenson and Miss McBride was the first 2 teachers I had, 1st and 2nd grade. We boarded them at our house.
We got out about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Started at 9, got out at 3, headed home. We had to feed our show calves or rabbits that we had in the 4-H club before we went, and same thing when we got home. And living out in the country where you cut wood and carry coal and feed the chickens and gather eggs, so that was standard practice. You just walked to school and walked home. Didn't think anything about it. So.
We had reading and writing and arithmetic and history and science. The teacher would just take us one at a time up front, and we'd do our lesson, and then she'd excuse us to go sit back in the back of the room, and then she'd take the next one.
Yeah, there was a lot of Douglas County history in the old history books, you know. A lot of them, the way the Indians used to be around and such as that when we took, I know that one year where we kind of interviewed some of the old ranchers over through there that homesteaded and lived around there.
We went to some of the other little schools for Halloween parties and had a good time at those schools. We always had little Christmas plays.
That was the most important thing of the full year right there, and then waiting for school to end for the summer.
We did a lot of singing. They had a lot of little choirs and things like that on holidays.
The only thing there was a piano, and each teacher had to know how to play that, or it was worthless. So, and they all did know how.
This was one of the first schools built on Plum Creek. It was built in 1910.
They closed it in 1951.